Hey, what's wrong with you, man? You ain't subscribed yet? IUIC Atlanta Burning 2.0. What you waiting on? Get it done. Do it now.
Hey, get them clicks, get them likes, and subscribe. Do it now.
How old are you, my brother? 39. 39. How old are you? 31. 41, 31? 41? Okay. So, for a long time, we've been learning the doctrine of Christianity, white supremacy, nothing to build us up as people, right? Watch what God says to us as his sons. Read.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5. They shall not make boldness upon their head.
So, we, as the sons of God, should not make baldness upon our heads, meaning we should not shave off our hair. But a lot of times, coming out of slavery, post-traumatic slave syndrome, that's what they did to sell us at high prices. So now in today's society, we're trying to sell ourselves at high price too. We're trying to get a good job, this, that, and the third. So we'll shave off our face, shave off our hair, just so we can be a prime buck in today's society. We don't.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Go ahead.
Nor make any cutting in their flesh.
That goes into tattoos. So God is saying, don't make any cuttings in your flesh for tattoos. Also, don't make any cuttings along your hairlines or along your beard. Because guess what they're stripping away from us as God's sons? It's stripping away our dignity.
Right.
What's the difference between a male lion and a female lion? Or a lion cub? What's the difference? The mane. The mane declares the masculinity. Right. It declares who's in rulership, who's the leader. You understand?
I don't think the Most High is bound to hair though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the Most High is bound to male or female. I think the Most High is beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So and because of free will is such a real thing. It's like I know that there's a higher power. I know that. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know exactly what that is, but I know that it's real, and I know that it's mostly energy as opposed to anything else. So I know, you know, when this body dies, my energy is going to something else. I don't know if what I do down here will matter to what it turns into.
Real quick, because you said something. You said you don't think that the Most High is bound to hair, male or female. You're right in a sense, but he is bound to something. Let me show you something.
The book of Psalms, chapter 138 and verse 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth, and for thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
He did what?
I've magnified thy word above thy name.
The Lord magnified his word above his own name. So he's bound to what his word says and not just a physical appearance. But if his word says something about your physical appearance, then he's bound to that. You understand? Because his law, Psalms 19 and 7. I'm going to show you what his word is about. I'm going to show you what his laws are about. Because they got to be ordered. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 19 and verse 7. The law of the Lord is perfect.
The laws of God, the word of God is what?
Is perfect.
Doing what?
Converting the soul.
That spirit that you was referring to, his law, his word that he's bound to is what causes your spirit to convert from evil to good. Read on, I'm finish it up. No, I got you.
The testimony of the Lord is sure, making wise the simple.
That's why he magnifies his word above all else, because his word does something that nothing else can do. It can take former murderers, former thieves, former fornicators, former haters of themselves, and make them into perfect spirits.
Right. And this one thing I've always battled with myself. What's the point of free will then? If the Most High wants us to live a certain life, wants us to believe a certain way and live a certain way, okay, then let that be set forth. Why is there so many different religions, so many different ways to get to God? You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Free will is so that you can't blame him for when you end up in a bad situation. Right. For instance, that stoplight right there is a choice. You have free will if it turns red to run through it. But can you control the consequences? Same thing with the Lord. He's giving you the opportunity to make your own decisions. Watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
Everybody got the same options, but there's going to be a record kept of the choice you make. Go ahead.
That I have set before you life and death.
So you have before you life and death. Keep the law of the stoplight or run straight through it. Go ahead.
Blessing and cursing.
Blessing and cursing. Life in prison or watching your grandkids grow up. Come on.
Therefore, choose life.
That's not mandatory. You don't have to do what God's laws say. You don't have to stop at the red light. Go ahead.
That both thou and thy seed may live.
That both you and your children may live. Because if you got your kids in the back seat when you go through that red light and the worst of the worst happens, can you blame God? There you go.
That's right.
So free will is for you to make the right choices.
That's right.
It's for you to, but the laws are giving you the path of the right choices to make.
Right.
So how do we explain those that do what they supposed to do? They ain't never, you know what I'm saying, really crossed nobody, never really did nothing that deserves no type of negative, you know, energy, and bad things happen to good people. I don't understand that.
I got you. Sometimes what we perceive in the present to be bad actually ends up working out in our favor later on, right? Or some things, there's some spirits that in this life or in a previous life, they earned the judgment that they got today.
Right.
But that's a little bit further on. But watch this. Let me show you something.
The book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 1. Great travail is created for every man.
Read that again.
Great travail is created for every man.
Great travail, struggle, pain, suffering is created for who?
Every man.
For every man. So everybody has their own version of a bad. Everybody has their own version of a problem. Go ahead.
And the heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day they go out of their mother's womb, till the day they return to the mother of all things.
So for that brother right there, it might be an amputated limb. But his spirit could deal with that. For another brother, it might just be, I have no money to pay my bills. But guess what? To them, it feels the exact same way because of the type of spirits they have. You following me? Go ahead.
Their imagination of things to come, and the day of death trouble their heart, their thoughts, and the cause for fear of heart. From him that sitteth on the throne of glory.
So from him that sitteth on the throne of glory, he feels the same struggle and travail and pain. But we look at his life, look, his rappers are playing on that screen right now, got a whole bunch of diamond chains on, right? But he got his own travail and struggle. Go ahead.
Unto him that is humbled in the earth and ashes.
To the homeless man, he got his own set of problems and issues. Go ahead.
From him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen flock.
Go ahead.
Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear and death and anger and strife, and in the times of rest, upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge.
They say wrath, envy, trouble, unquietness, fear of death. There's nobody out here that hasn't experienced some of that.
Right.
But there's a difference though. Go ahead.
And little or nothing in his rest, and afterwards he is in his sleep, as in the day of keeping watch.
Verse 8.
Verse 8, such things happen unto all flesh.
Such things happen to all flesh.
Both man and beast, that is sevenfold more upon sin.
Read it again, come on.
Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
But the Bible says all of those things that we read about, it's sevenfold more upon sinners.
Woo!
It's 7 times worse on sinners.
Let them go.
You watching the trial right now? You paying attention to the trial that's going on? You catch little highlights of it?
Yeah, I don't.
Little highlights of it, but it's in your peripheral, right? Very much so.
Yeah.
The Bible talked about a man that was up in the wearing the crown, high up, the same travail is now 7 times worse on a sinner.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
But that's the thing. I definitely believe that as far as us being human beings, I believe that there is a God consciousness within us. I don't think we are God. I think there is a God. But I definitely believe our power lies within our choices and decisions. I definitely believe our power lies in our choices and decisions.
Yes.
Now, that still makes me question the higher power as to why would you give us free will when you know that, okay, I can go out here and do whatever I want to do. This is your law that you set in place. It's free will. It gives me free will to do whatever I want to do. Now, with being a human being, you come across the Israelites, you come across Islam, you come across Christianity, you come across different religious groups that influence you, especially when you want to be a good man. And you like, well, damn, it's all these different ways. But I know, like, I can do whatever, but I'm still going to live to some type of code. I know giving my money to this church ain't the way, because I need my money. I know my money given to this church and this man driving a Bentley or whatever, that's not the way, you know what I'm saying? So that can't be real, you feel me? So it's like I take away, I get the real and I spit out the, the bull, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you got to be taught. Like, everything that we've learned, either good or bad habits, or how to keep God's commandments, it had to be taught to us, right? For instance, rolling a blunt. Somebody had to teach somebody how to do that, right? And then they get taught how to do that, so on and so forth. There's some things that are by action you're taught, right? The questions that you have about free will, about what to choose, so on and so forth, those questions are easily answerable, but you have to be ready for the answer.
But when it comes to, when we talk about heaven and hell and the punishment, right?
We in hell right now.
Right. Facts, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the things that we do here, like if I go out and just, I see somebody down bad, I give them a, that's my way of giving. That's
all right, watch it, read this.
Book of Luke, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
When it says this is the book of life, that's literally what it means. Every situation and circumstance that you could think of on how to live, on what to do, is inside of this book.
Yeah, right.
It's inside of this Bible.
Right.
He mentioned giving money to the pastors, right? The Bible says the tithe is done away with. We don't do that no more. You see how easy that is? The Bible talks about giving to homeless people. You don't give to people that you don't know, only those that are keeping God's commandments,
right,
that you do know. That way, you can know if you're giving to somebody that God is blessing, or you might be giving to somebody that God is judging.
Right.
And you're getting in the way of God's judgment, and then it's going to be twice as bad on you.
Right.
But we were not raised in the laws of God, Jeremiah 17:4, so we don't know what our culture is.
Right.
Every other nationality, what we call racism, they call their culture.
Right.
They know the people that set up these stores in our neighborhoods, they know that they come here, they live together, they make their money, and then they send their money back to their homeland.
So
That's their culture. That's what they do. That's how they were raised up. What's the black man's culture?
We don't have them.
Exactly. But we do have a culture.
Right. How do we
I'm about to show you the culture. I'm about to tap into it right now.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
The Bible says that we would discontinue from our heritage that God gave us.
That's right.
This is your heritage right here.
Right.
The problem is when you disconnect from a power source and you're completely turned off, you're completely blacked out, no conscience to what's real and what's fake.
Right.
You have no idea who you are. You have no idea who your God is. You know there's a God consciousness in you. Why? Because Romans 8:16 says your spirit bears witness. So all of these things are happening without your knowledge, right? So your culture is inside of the Bible. Not balding your head, that's your culture. That's in the Bible. Not eating pork, that's in the Bible. That's not your culture.
So how do we, if this is the way, right? Say if we got every black person to Israelite, you know what I'm saying? Boom,
Yeah.
that's what we doing. How do we, because we know that we live in a world and society has different rules, how do we present this to the UN or whatever it is to make this our nationality? Because we know as a black man, we are 3/5. That's why the prison system and the police force can do certain things where we're concerned because they don't see us as human beings.
Right, so let me answer your question. Our goal is not to present ourselves before the white man and ask for permission to be a nation. We are a nation regardless. We are a nation within this nation right now. These 12 tribes right here, we don't have to go before any union and present ourselves and say, now respect us. They never will. They didn't back during the times of the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Greek, the Romans. They never respected us as a nation, right? So we understand in our captivity here, we keep God's commandments, and this is how our nation's going to be established. Read that.
Book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. Bring it out! And in the days of these kings,
all those nations at the UN, in the days of these kings, go ahead,
shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed.
God's going to set up his kingdom on this earth through the black man, the Hispanic man, the Native American man, the so-called the ones that were scattered during the slave trade, the diaspora. Thank you. All of those, we are setting up God's kingdom on this earth right now. With y'all too. Y'all are a part of God's kingdom that's being set up on the earth right now.
That's right.
Come on.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
And when our kingdom is established, there will be no UN. There will be no embassies for other nations. It's going to be our kingdom and none else.
That's right.
Read.
But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms.
That's how we going to know we in there. When we break in pieces and consume all the other nations, that's when we going to know we in rulership. By carnal means, by guns, by voting, by all of these other means, except the one that God told us to do, which was keep his commandments.
What's practical application for right now? Okay, the Bible.
Leviticus 21:5.
Okay.
It don't get no more practical than what we about to read right now. And then we gotta go. Watch this.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21, and verse 5. They shall not make baldness upon their head.
Practical.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
Practical.
Nor make any cuttings in their flesh.
Practical.
Like my man right here.
Let me ask you. Is that practical or no?
That don't, to me, anybody can shave their hair or not shave their
And
hair.
anybody can run the red light or
I understand it. So it's about choices. Of course I'm not going to red light. Now, if I
Because who
wanna
made that law? Did we make that law or did the higher power make that law?
I believe a man made that law, a person. That's just me.
Okay, so how do you know about God? How do you know who God is, so on and so forth?
Man, it hasn't been written by nothing else but a man.
What other book hasn't been written by man? 1 Peter 1:10. What book has not been written by man that you learn from?
Right.
But because you said that the Most High dwells in you, right? The Christ consciousness, right? Go ahead, watch this.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, and verse 10. Of which salvation the prophets have inquired and searched diligently, who prophesied of the grace that should come unto you.
So the prophets in the Old Testament, they prophesied of the grace, meaning Christ, which was going to come to us. Let's see how they prophesied, how they wrote the Bible. Go ahead.
Searching what manner of time the Spirit of Christ which is in them.
Wait. Where was Christ?
The Spirit of Christ which was in them.
Where was it?
In them.
Ain't the Spirit in you? Isn't the Most High in you? Right, so the same Most High that's in you is the same one that was in the prophets that wrote the Bible. Come on.
Did signify when it testified beforehand the suffering of Christ and the glory that should follow.
Psalm 68:11. We hear that all the time when people are making that choice. When they're making that choice, when they're at that crossroad of whether I'm going to do God's laws or I'm not, they try to discredit the Bible. So it lets me know what side you veer to. Because somebody that was really trying to change and really on a new path, they'd be like, you know what? Let me see about that. Let me try it and let me see. Because I want rulership. Don't you want rulership?
I get where you're coming from.
Right, but there can't be rulership with no laws.
I get where you're coming from.
Come on.
The book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it.
It said the Lord gave the word, and great was the company of them that wrote it down. Matthew chapter 26.
Shaving my hair, like I don't get how that brings.
Oh, 2 Ezra 14:40, real quick.
I don't get that. I don't get how me shaving my hair, you know what I'm saying, is bringing me closer to God. I don't get how that
because he said
anybody else got going on.
Have your parents ever hit you with this right here? Let me ask you something. Have your parents ever hit you with this?
I care about
because I said so.
That's my free will.
Hey, my sister right here, Abaji.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you something right here. Have your parents ever hit you with a because I said so? Before, right? That means that what they said, it supersedes your understanding of why they said it. They said it because that's what they said. It's their rules, it's their house, right? Having a God with no laws means that you are the God that you serve. It's self-idolatry. It's self-serving. Well, there's a God within me, and I just don't understand why I got to do X, Y, Z. Well, then you are your own God, and guess what? God eliminates and destroys all other gods. Right. So you can serve yourself if you want to, it's just going to go bad. Read that.
The book of 2 Ezra, chapter 14 and verse 22. But if I have found grace, verse 42. The highest gave understanding unto the 5 men, and they wrote the wonderful vision of the night they were told they were not, which they were not.
All right. It says the highest gave the word and the men wrote it down. So don't ever have somebody try to discredit the Bible. All right? You understand that?
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word